You don't have to buy bottles like when I'm there. I am the party.
Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, the multi-platinum rapper, producer, actor, and entrepreneur, is now a major player in the high-end headphones business, the boxing promotions world, and in television with his new hit TV series. Now, fresh off of Apple's $3 billion deal with Beats Electronics, the question is, could 50 Cent and his headphone company be the next to do a multi-billion-dollar transaction? I talked with 50 about that, his other ventures, and even got his insights on Donald Sterling's controversial comments and the notorious Floyd Money Mayweather. So you're the majority owner of SMS, but you also have some other high-profile investors, including Carmelo Anthony and Timberland as well. How did they become involved?
Well, I actually sent the package of products to Timberland first, and he had a chance to listen to it and use them in the actual recording studio, and he was excited about it. And then later he said he wanted to invest in it, and there was an opportunity for us to work together. And he meant so much to music culture that it was an exciting concept for me. And when we worked it out, because he has some of the same business guys involved in it, you know, with his business management team.
So in the studio, like, I wouldn't think of, for instance, Bose noise canceling or Beats by Dre to be things that you would actually be using when you're recording. But SMS, the high-end ones, could be used for that? The DJ headsets were the ones that Timberland were excited about in the recording studio because they're like bigger and they cover your whole his ear cavity. So he came on and was able to help us create the signature sound for products coming forward, you know. So. Okay, so he's really involved in that too.
Right, because he sits and mixes and masters so many records, from Justin Timberlake to Beyonce, myself, Jay-Z, everybody he's worked with, you know, so he's consistently there and in the actual musical portion of it. You know, like a lot of times people think when they say hip-hop artists, they're saying that they made these products for hip-hop music, but hip-hop is a genre of music that samples everything. Right,
so you need your highs and your lows, not just too much bass.
Right, so try to create a flat signal so you can hear, you know, best possible sound quality.
What are the roles of Carmelo Anthony and Timberland?
Well, I mean, Carmelo, that opportunity came at perfect timing because it was right around the time that we were actually developing the sports version of the SMS audio.
And that's water resistant?
Water resistant, and it's perfect because when you look at the research, it says that the majority of people utilizing the headsets, or becomes a stronger necessity when they get to their fitness portion of their lifestyle. You know, that the active side, whether they're out going for a run or they're just using it on the treadmill to take their mind off of how long they're going to have to do it, it becomes more important to them. And professional athletes, they use music to discipline themselves because they put themselves through so much to perform on that high of a level that they're really into it. And then Carmelo, when he came on, I mean, having him here in New York made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, to meet and make communications at different points. And then for my personal pleasure, I'd go see the Knicks play. So we developed a relationship away from that, and then it turned into this.
And it really helps to have you guys being high-profile individuals, because you did see what Beats Electronics did by giving all those Interscope artists and LeBron and all of these people the headsets.
It's the things that we've been doing for a long time without being conscious of it. Like the major car companies, Ferrari, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, they don't make car commercials because music culture has been their commercial. For all that time, we take those things and create the music videos and different things that would constantly have representation, you know, to the general public without them spending the marketing dollars.
And you even did a Star Wars version, of these headphones, but they sold
right out. Our projections for the Star Wars products sold the first week, and we had to re-evaluate how much we felt like we would do with that actual brand. But it's exciting. What they built with the Lucas brand has been, I mean, it's huge. It's went through generations of, the first one was in '75.
Wow. And so this is in partnership with Lucas. Well, it has to be, because he doesn't grant.
They don't just license it like to someone that don't have the ability to put things out to their standards of quality.
Now that Apple has done this deal, could it put pressure on their competitors to do similar deals with companies like yours? And would you be open to an acquisition from an outside company for SMS.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that, everyone has a competitor. So when they see you make one move, if it makes sense for them to combat it by making another, then they'll see everyone else did it, make a logical option for them there. So, and of course, on all companies, the right acquisition makes sense.
LeBron James made $30 million, it was reported,
right,
for this partnership that he did, which was a promotional partnership with Beats Electronics. But you did a similar deal with Vitamin Water years ago, and you netted more than double that.
Right.
Was it really a source of education when you did the Vitamin Water deal for a lot of celebrities to think about accepting stock instead of just taking cash in exchange for an endorsement?
It changed a lot of the artists' viewpoints on what they actually wanted, as far from their participation, because they wanted money up front in the very beginning, and it changed them to saying, no, I want some equity involvement, it's fine. It doesn't, because they're not. None of them are really the people that they want, that the companies would like to have endorse their products or involved with marketing, are not really strapped for finances right now. So they're concerned with their future.
Yeah, right.
So having equity involvement and eventually the company selling and doing well is a better upside for them than to just take the money and run in the beginning.
And a lot of these guys have followed, professional athletes in particular, have followed you. Floyd Mayweather, he was a big fan, have followed you not just as a rapper, but as a businessman, saw what you did with the Vitamin Water deal. And, when the Donald Sterling story broke, I really thought that would be something that would show black athletes how little power they really have in the grand scheme of things, that it's an ownership crisis that they're suffering. And I've always felt like there should be a conference with all of the professional black athletes in one room, and they should let the hip-hop guys run the conference. What would you tell them about entrepreneurship and ownership?
Well, I understand it. I understand why even the portion of their career where they actually become extravagant past their mark when they don't have to. It's because they spend so much time with the dream of actually making it and how it's going to actually be when I make it to the league. With so many people trying, when you discipline yourself to the point that you actually do make it, you get there and you realize there's 33 teams with 14 players and only 3 received the endorsements. It's 3 stars of each team that would be the guy to go to. And you become one alike on some levels. A lot of them fall into this, you're on the team, but you're not the actual guy. Like, you're not the main guy. And those guys have to spend money to be exciting at that point. It's like even in a nightclub environment, they got to buy bottles at the table.
The bankruptcy rate is so high. So what do you do? Because you're a guy who is more about wealth than being rich.
Right, and well, it's just associating yourself with the right people. I believe, even your friends, your personal surroundings, create a lifestyle with certain things are cool, certain things aren't. Like, you don't have to buy bottles like when I'm there. I am the party. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel if Clive Davis had said this, the hip-hop artist would have had a totally more militant answer to what he did.
Yeah.
What did you think about Sterling, and how would you have responded to that?
Well, it was really interesting because when I saw the Donald Sterling, I listened to it and I couldn't escape an older man being betrayed by a woman. Because I saw the biggest compromise that I've seen. He said, if you like them, you want to be friends with them, be friends with them. If you want to sleep with them, go sleep with them. Just don't embarrass me. So you got to understand that you didn't resolve anything or solve anything by just getting Donald Sterling out of the pocket, because he has people that he would be embarrassed by that are in that circle that will continue to have those actual thoughts and feelings towards people. And it's just the way people are raised. You're not going to just erase history.
Yeah.
It's just, it'll be there underlining, or he may be conscious of it because this is how he was raised and how he feels, but in creating a statement. But what I saw was the lady that he actually fell in love with. He didn't have to be talking to that girl. He was a billionaire. He'd be talking to whoever he wanted to talk to. And he was making a huge compromise at that point, and being a man myself, I saw that part. and was just watching it, because I've had my own ups and downs and interesting situations with women myself. So
just one more question, because you're you're doing a lot. You have the show, Power,
on the Stars Network,
which was just renewed.
Yep, the second season will be, it's already in works. After the second episode aired, it gives the second season. The ratings are doing extremely well.
Up 19% from
episode 5 and 6, and then another 25% between 6 and 7.
And then you're a full-fledged boxing promoter now. People thought you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But the thing that really has got standing out to me now is that Mayweather is finally a full-fledged boxing promoter. He got his license, and I saw some headlines that said you said he owes you money from your initial
No, they misinterpreted. Look, he doesn't owe me money, but in any other case that you would be involved in developing a company, if you committed to 50% of the finances going into the company, whether the circumstances are you're incarcerated for 90 days, you would still be obligated to follow through with it. And then because I don't see suing my friends as an option, I just said, well, it's fine. You just go do what you got to do. So they misinterpret that as he owes them money.
But I think the broader issue is that what you probably learned is that it requires a lot of money up front to be a boxing promoter, especially when you're trying to rent out the MGM casino.
Well, you know what happens in the case when you're associated to Floyd Mayweather, it's the top name in the sport. It isn't that expensive from his perspective. Like the guys that he have on his roster, it doesn't make it expensive, and the television dates it's never going to be an issue while he's being, in the position he's in.
So even when they ask for tax disclosures and financial disclosures, he'll be okay with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just not his personal money, because he's spending that. Like that's what he's going to do. So
will we see you do at one day an MGM or a deal with Showtime?
Or something
as a promoter
at different points. Like I've done several projects with HBO, and Showtime had unofficially done a deal that wouldn't allow them to operate with people outside of Golden Boy. For a large portion of the time, everything you saw was Golden Boy associated. If it wasn't their actual show, their fighters were fighting the promoters' fighters that you watched.
Right.
So now things are opened up with the confusion between Richard Schaefer and other guys over at Golden Boy. Now you'll start to see things kind of level out.
Right.
Or the sport will have more activity with promoters and fighters that aren't associated directly to Top Rank or to Golden Boy.
Okay. So we're running out of time, but you're doing so much, and it's funny because you actually are still making music.
Yeah.
You find time to do that. But music is free today, isn't it?
Well, you know what?
It's a promotional vehicle.
Well, you know what? I love it, and I know that we didn't lose the ability to enjoy it when it's done right. We still have an interest in enjoying ourselves at different points. When you're at places, whether it's the nightclub or bar or sports, wherever you would go, that music is actually influential to you. Even in a car ride on the way there, we can enjoy it when it comes on and it's good. It's just times are changing, so we acquire it differently. And it's even one of those things. It's why SMS and those categories are still growing, because people still want to actually enjoy it. It's just
that's where the money
way.
is, with the accessories and the headphones and.
But yeah, the physical part of it is definitely those tangible things that they can have to make them a part of what they just saw. People go out and they actually buy it to participate in that way, and it's a cooler option than something that is just there and we don't know what it is. Like why is that? We know that's cool because we see people that make choices within our culture that could pretty much have whatever they want, and they chose that, opposed to something that's just there and we're not even sure it's good or not.
All right, well, I'm going to be looking. I know you're going to announce something soon with SMS headphones. I just know it. So come back and talk to us when you do.
It's my pleasure.
And with Curtis Jackson, I'm Lee Hawkins. We'll see you next time.